All right, well, welcome to a new episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. I hope you're having a phenomenal day today. I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, as we do want you to take things that you learn from our podcast to apply to your business, have more success. And today we're going to be highlighting someone that has a YouTube channel. She is a power couple team in San Antonio. And we're going to go ahead and, before you even mention who this person is, bring in our co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy. Welcome, Dan.
Hey.
How's your morning? I heard you're kind of a little under the weather. I know I'm a little
kids,
right? One word, kids. But You still got to show up, right? You still got to show up.
I'm here. I'm alive.
Here and alive and well. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick off this show, and we'll be back with you all here in a second. Welcome to a new episode of Real Estate vs. Technology, your number one resource to get the inside scoop from top performing real estate professionals. How are they growing their business utilizing technology in today's market? Hear also from top performing coaches that can help and serve you in your real estate business, and also technology providers. Let's go deeper with these technology providers to ask them how they got where they're at today and how maybe their services could better serve your real estate business. A big shout out to Liftoff Agent for sponsoring our podcast. Go ahead and go to liftoffagent.com to learn about their marketing and positioning services to help scale your real estate business. If you haven't already done so, like the episode, subscribe. We want you to comment on YouTube what you learned from the episode and give us a review if you're going to be listening and streaming this podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and enjoy this week's podcast of Real Estate vs. Technology. All right, welcome back. Should we bring in our special guest?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The one and only. Welcome, Kristina, to Real Estate vs. Technology. Super excited to have you with us today. The Zachary Team. How's the weather out there in San Antonio?
It's there's a saying here in Texas that if you want the weather to change, just wait like 10 or 30 minutes and it's gonna be fine. So lately it's been starting off like super duper cold in the morning and then like kind of really hot in the afternoon. So you don't know what to wear. So you just go with it.
Were you in the area where they had we had a guest on that was dealing with like a straight ice storm? Was that?
Yeah, we called it Snowmageddon. So either you had no electricity, no water, or you had electricity, but you didn't have water, or you didn't have water, but you had electricity. We fell into the realm of we didn't have water for a whole week, but we had electricity. It was horrible.
They still had some heat though, right? That's the good thing.
Yeah, heat, I guess, but can you imagine not taking a shower for a whole week and to use like we kind of like right now live in an apartment, so literally I called the swimming pool that we have like the watering hole, like in the Serengeti where like all the animals go for their water. So it was an adventure at last.
OMG. Talk about giving life a completely different color. It's like, all right, we're out of our normal routine here.
Yeah.
Now we're going through this like new way of living. That's very interesting. Well, I'm glad you have water back. So that's awesome. Here in Arizona yesterday, it was nice, beautiful, sunny. And then boom, now it's like, okay, great. We're going to be in the 30s and we're going to have some rain this week. How are you doing, Dan? Up in Oregon?
I mean, it was beautiful. It was like 60 degrees for like 3 days and sunny. And today it was hailing and rain and potential. So, you never know what you're doing in Oregon.
We're all getting some freaking different flavors, man. Interesting. Well, we're excited to have you on the show. We see you have an amazing YouTube channel. Looks like you're crushing it in real estate with your partner. You both are doing absolutely amazing. So congratulations first and foremost. And let's get your backstory, like leading up to developing a team, meeting your partner, it looks like, and then setting up this YouTube channel. Let's hear a little bit of your backstory to where you're at today.
So my partner is here, but he's getting ready for a meeting, so he may come in at the end. I love what you guys said, power couple, but we call it, instead of a husband-wife team, it's a wife and husband team. So let's not get that wrong. Okay?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But no, we actually we kind of moved in together right as soon as COVID was rampant and hot. And then for like, I lost my job and he was already working from home, so it was kind of beneficial. So in those months of COVID, we were just like kind of having fun and just doing whatever. And then it kind of got to a point where like, well, restrictions are being let up a little bit. We should do something.
Yeah.
I will say we've been it was about a year into our relationship when we decided this whole real estate thing. But like basically a year ago before that, on our second date, he was like, I think we should be in business together. And I'm like, hold up, we don't even know each other. No. So I'm like, no. And then next thing you know, his aunt calls him one day and she's like, hey, maybe you should think about real estate. So he goes on YouTube and he's just like, blah, 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 talking to me like, we should do real estate together. This is the business we should do together. And I'm like, hold up. Let me
slow down.
Real estate. Let me just think for a second. When I turn 30 and my birthday comes up, I'll make my decision then whether we should do this or not. So then, of course, I was like, hey, you've convinced me. Let's do this. So yeah, we started to kind of just research real estate schools and all of that. So we have started from the ground up. And basically why we wanted to start a YouTube channel was because we know social media is just thriving and it's basically at the forefront and center of everything these days. Yeah. Here's my husband. Hey!
We got a special guest coming in. Welcome. Love it.
Hi, guys.
So yeah, we actually wanted to know what it was like to be a couple in real estate. Like, how did they start? Kind of what is that like working together? And we didn't really find a lot of things that we could relate to. So we were pretty much just like, well, let's kind of just start our own channel and just have people try to relate to us. So we just started from the very beginning when we decided to do real estate and when we actually had to do food delivery to raise money to go to real estate school. So that's and it kind of progressed to there.
Wow. You got the grit to be good in this industry. A lot of people come in this industry because their mom or dad owns a brokerage or a real estate team and like, here's my entire book of business. Yeah. Deals. So it's so refreshing to see these people who actually had to work to actually create a business. That's awesome.
And one thing that just stuck out that I think is absolutely phenomenal. You said, instead of us trying to relate, let's let them relate to us. Yes. And I think that is phenomenal. You have so many people that are dancing in front of this thing and doing all this crazy whatever to capture, the trends, whatever. Like, you're like, no, we're going to be our true authentic self. Yeah. We're going to put it on YouTube. And if they love us, then great. And then I'm sure you get calls or texts or emails and they already know, like, and trust you. And there's like that wall's down. There's no like, let's meet for coffee and get to know each other. And what are your goals? I'm sure there's some of that. And I think the viewers and listeners out there really need to take that in consideration. That's so smart. I love that.
And to add to that, like, there's different things we like to do with our YouTube channel. So it's not only to get to know us, like through our vlogs or through our our home tours, but it's also a way for us to oh my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought.
Basically, I think what she's trying to say is from day one, we wanted to provide value. We couldn't find that value outside when we looked for people that are doing what we wanted to do. So we were like, okay, well, let's do it since nobody else is doing it and try and help other people out there that want to do it as well. And that continued in everything that we've done, even with clients. We try and provide value with what's going on in San Antonio, like how to buy a house. If you want to just have fun and look for a place to stay for Airbnb or vacation or something like that.
Or even other videos to help other agents. So it's not just kind of like hey, you're new to the real estate world. How do you host an open house? Check out this video. So basically we're saving ourselves time of having to explain things. And we're like, hey, just look at the video and watch us explain. If you have questions, come to us afterwards.
We were learning everything and then making videos about what we've learned. Yeah, basically.
Perfect. And that's where I feel like a lot of people out there like missed the mark. Anyone viewer and listening, is this you? Like, instead of trying to, what do I post? What do I put out there? What do I do? It's just like you learn and then you just, hey, this is the story. This is what I learned. So I mean, Dan has a YouTube channel too, and he's a prime example of that up in Oregon. I mean, crushing it.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, we're still on TikTok and we're still doing dance videos because I like the trends. But
just right?
Yes, it's like a mixture, and it's just kind of I think real estate sometimes is one of the most stressful, or it's like a huge transaction in a person's life. And I ultimately think it should just still be as fun as we can make it, because it's a time of change. You're buying a home or selling a home, like, change is happening. Let's try to make this a real enjoyable experience.
As a topic, it can be boring if you're not buying or selling, and if you are buying or selling, you are super stressed, so you don't like you can't even catch your breath. So we try and break that kind of chain of stress and boringness.
I love that.
Like
that. No. That's super cool.
I was gonna just throw us a couple questions at, like, where do you see this channel going as you start to develop a more robust client list? Like, what do you want to see from it? Is it more conversion or is it more subscribers? Like, what's the quantifiable goals?
For now, I would say for us, it's more subscribers. I mean, we're like what, 925? We're just like gunning for 1,000. But I will say we just got our first YouTube lead.
Yeah.
So
that's after what, two and a half years?
Yeah, after like 2.5 years of doing this. And so we just got our first YouTube lead and they want to come to San Antonio. They feel like they can already trust us. So we're already like friends basically at this point, talking about camping trips. So
they called and they're like, hey, we watch your YouTube channel, we want to move to San Antonio and we want you guys to be our realtors. They didn't even shop for a realtor. So
boom.
So the way we see it, to answer your question, it's the YouTube channel for us is more of branding and helping people. We are not using it for monetary gain, at least not now. Hopefully one day
one day
one day. But
it's a lot of fun to do it though.
For now, it's just more of a one of the pieces of what makes our marketing and branding different than everybody else. And we just try and use it to inform and entertain customers and clients and potential clients.
Exactly. And at the same time, it allows us to network. So we can talk with other agents. Hey, we can do this video for you absolutely for free. And you can market it however you want. It's like it's a tool. It's a tool, and it's like a beneficial relationship between agent to agent and all that. So it's just great for networking too.
That's freaking awesome.
I've been spicing it up a little bit. Like I got a lot of very specific content to attract different types of customers, but I have I've been really dabbling in that trying to get to the monetization just to see what happens, even if it's like a quarter. And so I'm like 500 hours away from 4,000, and I'm like, let's get it. I want to take 30 cents this month. So
exactly. Pretty much. You just want to be able to say like, I'm monetizing on YouTube, like it's $1, but it's still monetization.
I just want the plaque.
It's like street cred, so
it is. So I'm curious. So I'm an agent. I want to follow the path. I'm watching the show. Like, how did you get started? What'd you do? Just grab a phone up really quick, or did you get an actual like vlogging camera? Like, do the whole vlogging camera thing? Like, are you doing your own edits? Like, how? Like,
we started with our phones, and if you go to our very first one, I started editing, I think like our first 10, maybe 9 videos, and it's so bad to be honest. So at that point, it was taking a lot of time, and I'm like, I can't be doing this. I need to be doing real estate. I'm not a video editor. Like this is not my niche. I'm doing what I can, but whatever. So we ended up hiring our video editor, and he's been with us for the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's in California. We're trying to convince him and his wife to move to Texas, but that's kind of just like, we have to delegate some of our duties because we need to be prospecting versus working on videos and all of that. So if we can make something quicker for us and work, we'll kind of put the money towards that to make a vibe off of our business. Yeah.
To add to that, I would just say, do whatever you can. It doesn't matter what camera. Old cameras are good enough now for YouTube, whether it's a phone or digital camera or GoPro or whatever it is. Old cameras are good enough for YouTube right now. So just do what you have. Like if you have a phone, use a phone. If you have a digital camera, use it. Just do something. You have to start somewhere. And as you start, you're going to start realizing, what can I do better? What can I do less of? What can I do more of? But you're not going to learn these things unless you start.
And I think some people are like, oh my God, I need a script, or I need to know this, this, and this. And I try to just tell people, just wing it. I mess up all the time. And it's just become part of like, even the video editor. I'm like, if I mess up, make it a point that I messed up. Yeah. And I just like laugh about it. And you just
turn it into a blooper. Turn it into a blooper. Like it. Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Yeah. You guys listening? Got bloopers.
No, I think that the direction and like the mindset of what you're doing with this is what I think I suggest a lot of people to do, which is you take it seriously, but don't take it too seriously. I think people get analysis paralysis because they want every edit to be perfect. They want the property to look like it should be on HGTV. They want they want the content to be like so riveting that they're going to have 400 views in a week, right? And I think that if it's trial and error, it's A/B testing, and it's creating the video channel that reflects your personality. And I think that's what you guys are doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
And you have to think about the cost analysis as well. You can have that kind of quality if you delegate a lot of things, but then it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the question is how much you want to invest in something that is not paying off yet. And in the beginning, like it's been 2.5 years now, we're on YouTube posting almost every week. We just now got one lead and we haven't even closed that lead. so that's the return on investment right there. Do what you can with what you have, be yourself, and just get going.
Yeah.
I love that. And I wanted to bring this back full circle before we close out the show. And this has been a lot of fun. So power couple. I heard you're on the date. Kristina told us all the things.
Yeah.
So how do you balance each other's work-life balance with working, living, all the things? If someone's out there, maybe they just got off their first date and they're having the same conversation, and now y'all are in it, a couple of years. Is there any advice that you have for people out there that want to, follow in your footsteps?
Do you want me to take that one?
You can go first.
I'll go first. So we are married. So my advice to all married men out there, just listen to your wife. Just listen to your wife and go with the flow. Don't be stubborn. And 99.9% chances she's right. And that one-off time that she's not right, she's probably you haven't realized that she's right yet. So
you guys are like, blink twice, Gabriel, if you're safe.
Yeah.
So I would ultimately, he's not wrong, but I would just say kind of be patient with each other. I think when we both started this whole journey, we were like, wow, we have a really good, strong, solid foundation of a relationship.
Yeah.
When we got into working together, it was a whole different ball game. And I think
different animal. Yeah.
It's a whole different animal. So we had to learn how to communicate differently, talk to each other differently. So it was just kind of like how he's in work mode, but I'm in personal mode, and now I'm in personal work mode. And it's just, you really have to learn how to vibe off each other. And I think the ultimate thing is just be patient. Just be patient with real estate, be patient with your business, be patient with yourself and each other. And I think ultimately just kind of keep going, have that why, and just find the fun in it.
Yeah,
that's just me. I'm fun.
And you have to respect each other's strengths. Like, you don't have to be good at everything, and the fact that you're not good at everything doesn't mean you less of an investment. Like, for example, she's the front man when it comes to YouTube. Like, I'm holding the camera, she's in front of the camera. She's better at it. She knows how to go with the flow. She knows how to flow with the camera. She's a natural. I don't try and take that away from her, or I don't try and interfere in that. I let her do her thing. I might have some suggestions towards the end, like, hey, try and change this or redo this. You weren't yourself, but that's after we've grown accustomed to each other's styles. But I don't try and interfere into that area. My strength comes maybe in marketing and doing a lot of research and doing
branding, our website stuff. And stuff.
So she helps me in that. I come to her and I take her advice. What can we do here? What can we do there? And she gives me very valuable advice. She's really good with colors, for example. I'm not, but in the end of the day, she delegates that kind of stuff to me. So it's very important to know your strengths and weaknesses and kind of try and complement each other, not compete with one another on the same thing.
And one more point real quick. It's really interesting. I think as people progress as real estate agents, you should really try to view yourself a year ago, because when you get stuck on something, you're like, oh, I'm not making any progress. Just the other day, we finished a video and we did a really huge house in like 35 minutes, just like straight. And it's funny because in the beginning, when we first started doing videos,
it would take us hours.
Oh man, it would take us like 2 hours because we were just like sometimes, and like butt heads here and there. But now we're just like, okay, you do that. We know the flow. So it's really beneficial to kind of look back on where you've come from and how much you've grown, either as a couple in real estate or as an individual.
Yeah.
I love that. That process is, I'm going through it right now, is because we're just starting to do video tours with listings and other things. Our market is a little what I call old fashioned, but it's funny that you say that, because now I have it down to a checklist. Like, we open the front door, turn the lights on, get the doors open. Like, we have this whole process that we're getting aligned with. And I think that's what agents need when it comes to videos, those SOPs. Like, hey, if you want to knock this out in 15 minutes and then you want to be able to watch it real quick and make sure you didn't miss anything and maybe do a shoot number 2, like, you got to operate with that efficiency, especially if it's not your listing and you only have like 30 minutes to get that done and get out before the next person shows up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also try and stop every now and then and think about like, hey, I don't want to be repetitive in all my videos. Like, what can we do differently this time?
Yeah.
Like, for example, sometimes we start our video from the front door or in front of the house. Sometimes we like to switch it out a little bit and then start from a unique room and do the intro there and then go outside of that. Like, it's just moving small things, but then when people, especially your subscribers, because those are the people that are watching all your videos, you don't want to start becoming like routine, like every video that they watch, oh, it's just another video.
I like that. So switch it up for viewers and listeners out there, okay?
Yeah.
Switch it up. Get a to-do list with your video shots. I love that. That's super cool. Well, we like to, as we close out our show, open the floor up to both of y'all. And is there anything, I know you gave some really good advice. I would highly recommend people go subscribe, follow, check out the Zachary Team. Links are down below, first and foremost. And then you gave a lot of good information so people can go back, watch this again. Highly recommend. What would you like to close out, though, for our show today, for anyone who's out there that wants to get into YouTube and filming listing tours, or there are a couple like yourself, you already gave some of that advice there, but what would you want to leave with our viewers and listeners as we close out today?
I will say that as you do progress on YouTube, you will start getting intense hate comments for no reason. So don't take those personally. Just laugh it off. Like, apparently the other day someone said I was beat with an ugly bat. And I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
Well, I made it. So I think just overall, stay patient. Try not, like he said, take it seriously, but not too seriously. And just have fun with it. It's a career, it's a business, and it's yours. So make it yours.
Yeah, I would say if you're reluctant on starting, go to our channel, watch our first video.
No, don't watch that. Like, don't watch that one.
Seriously, watch our first video
No,
and then watch our last video. And that's basically what you need for YouTube is just grit. You need to keep doing it. There is no secret sauce to it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Thank you,
love
guys.
that. Yeah, thank you guys. That's great. I love how you ended it with, at the end of the day, there's going to be haters. And if they're hating you, they're probably envious of you and they can't get out of their own way. So they're like, well, let me just bring someone down because I can't do that.
Yes.
So thank you both so much for being on the show. We really do appreciate it. Looking forward to getting this live, and whoever's watching this now is already live. So hope you found value. So thanks for you both for being on today.
Yes. Thank you for having us. We really
guys.
appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. Dan, as our co-host, thanks for always co-hosting, being amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Great to meet you.
Of
Norman,
course.
Dan,
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you all.
Yes.
Thank you.
And thanks to all our viewers and listeners, as it is our intention for you to take things from our episode to apply to your business, have more massive success. Go subscribe, go like our channel and also our guest channel today, and we will see you in